Welcome to LEAH, the League of Extraordinary Atheists, for Humanism, where we attempt to apply logic and reason to everything from religion to politics. I'm Christy. Mick was here and then he fell off, so he'll be right back, I promise. And until then, I actually have something for you guys. Hi, happy Wednesday, always hump day, which is fun, and I remember now. And it's just the thing that I'm proud of myself. Gold star for that. So I had done so much research going when Trump won into his picks and what was going to happen. And a lot has happened since then, which I knew would happen daily. I mean, I remember the last administration, it was insane, exhausting on purpose. That's the whole point. He had a lot of intern or acting, I want to say like acting what insert position, so that he didn't have to go through the hearings to get someone into positions. And I'm sure that's what we're about to go through again. So as you saw probably on the thumbnail, a second Trump term was like, oh, it's so exhausting already. A second Trump term. Yeah. Welcome to America in the second Trump term. I did see it coming. I mean, I was hopeful and following the numbers. I even did like a whole thing myself, counting, each state, how it was leaning, and if it was leaning, how many electoral. Yeah, and then I had Harris winning and she didn't. And I haven't seen you guys since prior to the election. It's like, mourning, Mour, mourning in America. So, American voters, God. Oh, before I get here, I haven't seen Mac pop in. So before I get here, I actually want to come over here and say hello to Logic Spark. Hi. And Smitty, of course, Smitty's the wiener. Smitty's always the wiener. Gold star, Smitty. And my hair is silver. Look at that. Silver. Okay, enough being silly goose. I'm on cold medicine. If you can tell, I feel like I'm floating when I walk and my hair is like moving. So yeah, it's Alka-Seltzer, cold and flu. And it says to take 2, but I only take 1 of the 2 because I cannot. I don't know what they put in those. It was not normal. So I'm a little bit silly, which that's no different than the other night. Whatever. So there's that. I do want to say hi to all my TV2 me came in. Hi, I haven't seen you in a while. Happy Wednesday, happy hump day. Welcome to LEAH. And we're going to jump right in. American voters have seen what chaos Trump brought previously. And at least a critical mass of them decided they wanted to do the same thing again. Yeah. The upside down world, guys. We have to laugh. I mean, the resistance starts with us. We have to laugh. It's the only way we're going to get through this. Humanity, empathy, radical empathy, because it cannot be us and them, even if that is the way they see it. It cannot be. So, even though the outcome of this election is the same as the 2016, tell me it's not. I'll take a break right there and say hi to Mac because the world is better with Mac in it. Hi, Mac.
Whoa.
The intro all by myself.
What now?
I did the intro all by myself.
Ah, I'm happy. I'm not proud of you. I'm happy for you because I always take that line.
So you'll get to do the sign off tonight if I don't steal it.
Um, sorry everyone. It went black.
Spiffy, you look spiffy tonight.
Hmm?
You look spiffy tonight.
Thank you. I put a blazer on, and I did
I
it by
like it.
I didn't even need help.
I'm drinking, Mac.
I'm drinking some black cherry wine. It's cheap, but it's good, and it's a little bit bubbly.
And I am a cherry fiend, I guess the proper word would be. I will buy a $7 bag of black cherries and sit down with a bowl and the bag of rinsed black cherries and finish it.
Nice.
They're so good. It's candy, but good for you. Like I
Yeah,
can't,
they
yeah.
are. I
I'm
do like
obsessed with
cherries.
candy and melon, all the melons. All
All
the
the
melons.
melons, all of them.
Stacy, my wife knows we have to get 2. One for me, and another one where half of that's for me, and then the other half's for sharing.
Sounds like salsa and me.
Yeah,
Like whenever like I go to a restaurant, I'm like, hey, can we have some more salsa before we dig in?
yeah.
They're like, I'm like, I need one for myself. Like, so everyone else gets some.
So you're just looking out.
I am. I am. I am. And then people understand why by the time that we leave, when everyone's like done with their food and it's time to go, I'm like, is anyone gonna finish that? And they're like, finish what? And I just drink the rest of the salsa. They're like, holy
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. Some people, you like what you like.
I do. Judge me away.
I don't. Actually, I had jumped in, but I had only jumped in one paragraph
Ah,
to the Trump. So I actually will just go back so that you can hear the first part. It's very short.
you get a
If
whole
you are
paragraph to
interested.
myself?
Yeah, to yourself.
Okay,
So
well,
everybody
before you say that,
just ignore the next part.
um, um, Smitty, logical spark,
Yeah.
Nacha, Nacho's here?
Yeah.
YouTube?
Our
Hi
Lord
guys.
and Savior. This wouldn't even be possible without our future man. Our very
Yeah.
own future man belongs to us.
Drugs plus second Trump term equals survival. Yeah, just happy Wednesday to everyone who's here. Thanks for being here, guys. Now I'll be quiet and let Christy talk. We all know that's why everyone's here anyways.
So sweet. I'll smooch your forehead. I said the Trump second term, and then I said American voters have seen what chaos Trump brought previously, and at least a critical mass of them decided that they wanted to do the same thing again. That's all that you missed. So, even though the outcome of this election is the same as in 2016, for me especially, the same feelings, emotions, everything, the 2016 election all over again. The Trump who is about to become the leader of the free world is very different this time around, though. He's much more organized, has a series of draconian policies. Yes, yes, Mac.
I have to contest that. The leader of the free world. Because I don't what free world? One,
Yeah,
just in
the
general.
everything that's
Two,
identical.
leader of? We're not. The US is not, meaning the president is not. We're the we're the leader of the might makes right world, not the
That's
free.
yes, we have the most vicious, biggest military there's ever been in the history of ever.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's all going to change because he's really anti-war. Um, and Tulsi Gabbard's really going to hold him to account for that. But, until all that takes effect, by February of next year, we'll be all like pulled out of every war. We will have told Israel to stop their genocide. We're just going to be this bastion for peace. And then we'll be the leader of the free world. We'll be the
Yeah,
peacemakers. We
yeah.
won't we won't need a one world system or a one world government because everyone will be at peace and just be doing their own shit. And no one else is going to care what anyone else is doing, including Mexico.
I can tell you've had some recent conversations with some people who believe in this.
Yeah.
Strongmanning their argument.
Yeah. Oh, and just one more caveat.
Yeah.
We're going to bomb Mexico so hard
Oh God.
that we won't want to bother them anymore. We'll be so satiated.
Oh, and Mexico, their new president is wonderful so far. We'll have to talk about that at another time because
Yeah.
that's not what this one's about. But yes, I'm very proud of her very strong stance, the Trump. Dude, bro.
Dude, bruh. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know nothing about that yet, so it will be nice to catch up.
Yeah, he wants to drone the cartels in Mexico, which would be a sovereign nation. It's not a thing you can just okay, but yeah. Yeah, it's probably this Mexican sign language.
If Trump could just, get the Infinity Gauntlet and finish the job.
Wouldn't that be wonderful if that existed? Listen, I like to reside in that world too, but then I have to make food and stuff to survive and realize that's not real. So
Yeah.
yeah, Anyway.
Anyway, yes.
Yes, okay. So for me, where was I? That yeah, the leader of the free world. He's very different this time, is where I was going. He's much more organized. He has a series of draconian policies and authoritarian objectives, with the billionaire class backing him up. Um, his first, yeah, I did. I put like some shit together. I'm sorry. His first presidency, he wanted to do all sorts of things. If you guys don't remember, probably you guys all do because you're here. All sorts of controversial things. We still had guardrails then, though. There we go. We still had guardrails, though. Wanting his critics and political opponents prosecuted wasn't possible without crimes committed. He was constrained by other parts of the political system. We now won't have, but think about that. Trump's own previous appointees for top positions often proved unwilling to carry out unconstitutional, immoral things he wanted to do. We also had the permanent civil service position, what MAGA call the deep state. It's like I can't even make this stuff up, you guys. It's the reality we live in. Our nation's career employees that he will fire at will with this Project 2025, the F class F, they can't be fired. Only political appointees can, and with this new law, they would be able to just wipe them all out. Congressional Republicans have grown much more pro-Trump. We have that. Trump and the people he's surrounded by want hardcore MAGA true believers staffing the government. None hold ethics or the legality of said policies very important or dear to them. The things that we as humanists guide us are the light that guides us. They have no desire for any of that. Trump wants to use an executive order to reclassify literally thousands of employees with civil service protections against being fired when a new administration is elected as political appointees, what I was just speaking of, who you will then fire en masse to then replace thousands of our civil servants with MAGA loyalists. And if you guys think that that sounds crazy, or you want to share this with someone who thinks that sounds crazy, just go ahead and look up the Project 2025 videos. They're training videos. And you'll be able to watch what they put out as training videos to get people to sign up as volunteers to fill these spots. It's been being done for years already. It is not something new. It's not crazy. It's the reality that we live in, and that is crazy. Immigration. Okay, go ahead, Mac, before I start on that one.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun episode. This is what
There's
we need
so much.
to protect against. This is what we need to be ready for and then resist against. That's all.
Yeah. Look, guys, there's multiple things here. And first things first, because Smitty just told you need to get one. So this is for Smitty. We've got the willpower. So with that willpower, this is something that I need us as a group here. Something that's going to set us apart from a lot of the other channels, a lot of other communities, a lot of other leftists, political activists, whatever you want to say, is that I really want us here focused on solutions. So it's not enough to just read Project 2020, or not 2020, 2025. And
in 2020.
yeah, Project 2020. Look, they would have had a 2021, but
I'll go back to the
was
It
a
looks
piece of so it's not enough to just know what this stuff is, right? It's not enough to know what the issues are anymore because people know what the issues are and they don't give a fuck, or they think it's like left-wing talking points. So here's a little story from my Thanksgiving. So y'all know, I got into a back and forth on the issue of trans rights. And the rights, of course, were bathroom rights, because that's all the right wing normie knows to talk about, right? So I brought it back to like trans rights and LGBTQ rights are just human rights,
ding,
and
ding, ding, ding.
right, and they were like, well, yeah, but this, right? Like I don't want a man sharing a bathroom with my wife and my
Oh my God.
daughter. I'm like, cool. So
Your
I looked,
wife doesn't either. Like I'm a woman. I don't want a man in there either. If you identify with as a man, I don't want you in there. If you identify as a woman, I want you in there.
right, and so that's fine, but that whole argument is stupid. I think it's dumb. Like just to even have the back and forth. So first thing I did was cool. I think you know where this is going because we're talking about it right now. But have you ever looked up Buck Angel? He's like, who's that? So I looked up Buck Angel. Have you looked up Buck Angel yet? Look up Buck Angel right now. Look him up on your phone. Google Images. Everyone, assignment together. We all know. We all know where this is going, right? We all here.
What
30,
about him?
huh?
62-year-old man?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. What
yeah.
about him? He's
And
gorgeous.
huh?
He's gorgeous. What about him?
Yeah. So I said, well, in your worldview, person I'm talking to, uh, that's a woman. Do you want that? Do you want that woman in the bathroom with your wife and daughter? And of course, they didn't answer the question. Wouldn't answer the question
Because there isn't
because
an
that's too
answer.
uncomfortable. Huh?
Ding, 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 ding. Right,
Yeah.
because that is one gorgeous man. I'm sorry.
Because
I'm busy looking
Daniel
at those
hasn't been dating.
V's. The V, I'm busy. Like, that's a gorgeous
Yeah.
man right there. I don't care
Yeah.
who you are.
Look,
If you don't think so, you're a hater, because that's a gorgeous man right there.
right. Now, look, do I want a female in the bathroom when I'm trying to go number one or two? Probably don't. But you know what? It's a bathroom. I don't want another man in the bathroom when I'm going to the bathroom. Honestly,
Be in there. I don't know.
no.
And
I
whoever
want
Jesus
privacy.
next to me,
I hate it. I hate it. Most people do. And and then they always turn it back to locker rooms. I'm like, cool, same goddamn thing. Like, I don't want a bunch of old ball sacks walking around this community area. Like,
yeah,
we should just have change. And most of the time there are some stalls. We should just enforce it, like just go in there. If you want to have a community room, we'll call it the Greek community room or something like that. Because
playroom is what it's called here. Like anywhere, and well, I don't know about here in Ocala, but in Tampa, like at the International Mall, there's a men's restroom, a woman's restroom, and a family restroom.
yeah, we have those too.
So
And that's fine.
who's in the stall next to me? As long
Yeah,
as you don't come into mine, I don't care what you have down here. It has nothing to do with me, and I'm not even going to think about you. So let's keep it moving, America.
yeah. So change the argument to, hey, I think all that space that we have at the bottom of the bathroom door in the stalls and the top. It's kind of weird. I think that men and women bathrooms in general are kind of weird. Can't we just have bathroom 1 and 2 and 3 and 4? Why do we just have to have 2? Why do they have to be these big community gender things? Why can't we just fix the goddamn problem of why can't we just have 1 or 2 people in the bathroom at a time and just fucking be done with it? It's like the way that we structure society is binary all of the goddamn time. And that's our fault, right? Because we haven't known better until now. And look, if I got, I told you this, Christy. I got in a little bit of a back and forth with Shermer. Is it Michael Shermer? Am I thinking of the right Shermer, the former president of the American Atheists, or is he the current?
Yeah. He's the former. I don't know if he's still, but
Yeah.
maybe he is. I'm not up to date.
Yeah,
I'm
I
pretty.
don't care too much. But he's on the wrong side of this issue, which is fine. You can be whatever you're convinced of. But I'm gonna set you straight. Sorry. And a bunch of people try to get in a fight with me, and they're like, "Look, it's binary. You either have a penis or a vagina." I'm like, okay, what if you have both? And and there's either
Included. Let's just
yeah,
be
right,
humans and like ignore the part. Do your business, clean, wash your hands, and get the fuck out. Like I don't
right,
understand what the
right.
problem is. It's so
Arguing, yeah,
frustrating.
right. It is super frustrating. But they want to argue about it's binary. It's binary. I'm like, look, it's a spectrum. They're like, no, a binary isn't a spectrum. I'm like, when you can have anything on the spectrum between or have both, it makes it not a binary. It makes it not a
Definition. It makes it not
yeah.
binary.
I
And
heard multiple times.
the scientists who this is their entire life say that
Field.
it is on the spectrum, then I'm going to go with the experts and then try to understand what all the knowledge is that is at their behest that they can use to have their opinions so that they can understand it too. And to say that you don't want to do any of that, boo hoo, humbug, that's just my opinion, that makes you sound ignorant. And I
Yeah.
am not super educated, and I know that. So get it together, Michael Schumer.
Yeah. Honestly, it's so simple. And I mean, because either way, let's say it is a binary, and we're just going to be rude and say, well, everyone who doesn't fit the binary has a disorder. I'm like, okay, cool. That already disproves your stupid binary, but cool. Let's just say that.
Yeah,
They
it's
still need a place to be.
immediately that's problematic.
Yeah, I mean, like they don't understand philosophy. None of them do. Michael Shermer should, but I guess you don't.
To hear the rest of this.
Yeah. Um, the issue, the issue becomes the issue itself when we can't get past it. It doesn't matter how binary an issue like this is. We can fix the problem of binary bathrooms. Just have unisex bathrooms, have more of them. No one likes to shit next to each other. Just fucking fix that problem and move on. Sorry, Christy. Christy's dying right now. I think she did a spit take. She ran away. Okay. So this tangent was an example. So please, as we're talking about these 2025 issues,
You got me.
this is yeah, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you got me.
That was pretty fun. Can't we just shit next to each other? And
Nobody is a human being. So, yeah. Listen, I used to in, the late 1990s or early 2000s, raves were a big thing in Tampa, and there were never women's and men's bathroom. There was just the bathroom. And it had like the whole middle part would be sinks on both sides. And then there's stalls on the outside. And like men, women, it was just, and 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 years old. It was not, I don't care. I don't understand what the big thing is except for to then make it a big thing. It really is frustrating for my brain to wrap around.
So look, Christy, the thing you're missing here is that if we have excuse me, his and hers and all the in-between bathrooms, we're gonna have to put tampons in both. And that's gonna be really confusing for the men. It could gender confuse the men. And then more men will be women
My
and
problem.
say what?
My problem.
It's not your problem.
My
It's not. Look, I mean, it's not. And honestly, I kind of heard that, well, that's going to be an issue. I'm like, why the fuck would that be an issue? If there's feminine products in both bathrooms, because both bathrooms could be either bathroom. It's yeah, this shit's always so fucking silly. Um, and Smitty, you're right. Men should just be sitting down. Avoid the mess. All right. Christy, you were talking about other serious topics other than sharing bathrooms and locker rooms with different
Yes,
sexes and
I
such.
was.
So
Instead
sad.
of, I was going to move on to our new reality when it comes to immigration.
I'm gonna grab wine for that. Go.
Stuff. All right. The 2016 era of build that wall is over. Now, Trump promises and ran on a policy of the largest deportation in the history of our country. So, as the very centerpiece, even like of his immigration platform, is this mass deportation. As he's always wanted, and many on the far right have always wanted, he'll now turn his attention from the border to the interior of the US. And like, look up the definition of fascism and then come back. If you pause this and go listen, and then come back and listen to this, it's just to the interior of the US. This is what he's always wanted to do. And the undocumented population here, the interior. Trump is planning on going into communities across the United States. Yeah. He's planning on rounding up people who've lived here for years, for decades. He wants to, I mean, it'll have to involve massive investments, investments in law enforcement, investments in agencies, and cooperation of local law enforcement agencies as well. Uh, just thinking about how many court cases, there's going to be so many court cases, and to get the cooperation with local law enforcement is going to be one thing, and that's going to happen all over many southern states, even many other states. It's just going to happen. There are going to be places where it won't happen. And what's that going to look like? I can't tell you. I hope protests. I hope court cases. I hope we can stick to the rule of law. And, if 2020 was the year of the largest protest in American history, just think, and be involved, but be safe. God, be fucking safe. Be safe. They're going to arrest so many people who are not going to have the means to fight it in court. That really sucks. However, I wanted to say states such as Florida, Texas, Ohio, Idaho, Brant lives in Idaho, etc. There will certainly be law enforcement willing to cooperate. Then we have the Supreme Court and the new presidential immunity powers, you guys. When Trump first took office, hold on, my super stoned ass. Much better. Yeah, this is the reality, and I need to be stoned. That's all I got. When Trump first took office, the 2016-2017 year, the median vote on the Supreme Court, think about that, you guys, was a moderate conservative who had voted for and against his fellow Supreme Court conservatives. Then Trump appointed 3 of the US Supreme Court. So let's talk about immunity, because I want to move right on to that, because I don't need to harp on immigration. You guys are all informed. I just wanted I could not add it to that, because this is like the centerpiece of what he offered, and people said, I like it, let me vote for that. Or minimum, I think they said, the economy matters the most to me because I'm really fucking struggling and I get it. So those other things don't matter as much to me. And that's really sad, but I can understand that and work with that better than I can. I don't fucking care about that. So I'm just going to, as a humanist, think that it is the better one and go with that and approach anyone who voted this way as that, because I have to for the future that my daughters live in, do that. So then we have the immunity powers, guys. This is fun. Trump v. the United States is the very decision concerning Special Prosecutor Jack Smith's indictment of Trump for attempting to steal the 2020 presidential election. Trump was claiming that he could not be charged with any crimes for any official act he committed while sitting U.S. president. While everyone expressed how ridiculous this argument was, all claiming that there was no chance our Supreme Court would ever adopt such an argument.
Christy,
Yes.
you're cutting out kind of a lot during that. I'm not sure if it's how your mic's pointed or
I don't know. I don't know either.
Is that better?
Not quite sure yet. You sounded farther away, but
What about now?
that sounds pretty good right now.
Okay, so I'll just go back up.
Okay, yeah, just like maybe that last paragraph. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Put that right here. Hopefully that's much better.
Okay.
All right. Immunity. Trump v. the United States is the very decision concerning Special Prosecutor Jack Smith's indictment of Trump for attempting to steal the 2020 presidential election. Trump was claiming that he could not be charged with any crimes for any official act he committed while a sitting president. While everyone guffawed and laughed and expressed how ridiculous this argument was, Mac and I were thinking, this motherfucker's serious. Remember that, Mac? Right. And people on the other side would think people like Mac and I were absolutely insane for even thinking anything like that. All claiming that there was no chance the Supreme Court would ever never adopt such an argument. Our Supreme Court, you guys, well, all 6 conservative justices adopted it. Yeah. So the whole rule of law and no one's above the law, we are in a whole new goddamn era in the United States of America. Like, I have anxiety. I have to unthink about it. I have to turn that fucking part off of my brain.
Yeah, the president is above the law.
That's insane. Mass murder would not even be a crime in this country if the president did it. And that is unacceptable.
I would like to just blame that on Bush. But that's not going far enough back.
Right. We have to go back to Reagan.
Vietnam War.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, The Vietnam War was a goddamn disaster.
Yeah.
And what
That's
we
what-
did in Laos by just
yeah.
saying the Vietnam War, we're not saying that's no. It was the
We're not being
Vietnam
specific enough.
Laos. It was the attack of Vietnam and Laos.
We've
And they
set
did
a
nothing to
terrible,
us. Nothing to
terrible.
us.
Yeah. Look,
Yeah.
the only way we get out of any of this, guys, so the way I see this, and I'm sorry, it's a tangent. Did you write in right here that I'm gonna want to talk?
I added like a little thing that said dot 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 M, so Mac, which meant like you'd probably want to add something right there.
Like right there.
A sentence above, yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't even remember what that sentence was anymore. What was it? What triggered me, Christy? Tell me.
How you and I knew and everybody thought that, people like us were crazy.
Oh.
Yeah. And then
Yeah,
the Supreme Court said, yeah, no, we agree.
we
He's
agree
above
with
all.
that. We agree with the big guy. Look, I do see a way out of this, and it's for just the responsibility that the president has to take for his own actions and our country in general. But it's not something we can change. It's something that other countries can change, right? The UN has to grow a bigger pair of balls, and the countries that are excuse me, voting, excuse me, for Palestine.
There's no excuse for you.
I know. The countries, the many countries, the most of the goddamn countries that are voting for Palestine to be a country need to make it a goddamn country. Just say, hey, no, we're putting our foot down, as in, we're going to send some armies. Like, I don't want to say they need to make it a world war, but if Israel and the US want to make it a world war, we need to establish international law because we have, and we're fucking it. So we need someone to stand up and like, hey, if you want to fight all of your allies, keep being a piece of shit. Or you could not fight all of your allies and just stop being a piece of shit. And we'll solve this problem because you don't have the wherewithal to do so. Someone just needs to stand up to America, and it needs to be everyone. And that would fix some of these issues, including the president getting away with everything, because a lot of other free countries will say, hey, we don't play ball like that. You go play with your own toys. We're going to run the world while you fuck around. I couldn't hear anything you were saying. I'm sorry, Christy.
What's been happening?
There it is. I can hear it.
Have you been watching what's been happening at the ICC and at the UN? Because
Not close enough.
yeah, the whole world is standing against the United States and Israel. The whole world is
Okay,
standing
so
against.
to what extent? Or we can talk about this later.
Well, the
get back to it?
hypocrisy is being called out on a daily basis. Like
Good.
calling it hypocrisy, stating what it is they're calling hypocritical, and then showing with their words why it's hypocritical on a daily basis. Nations, activists on a daily basis. Now it's like how we have C-SPAN here for American politics, what's happening in the Senate and the House all day long. We can watch it. Okay. Well, there are ways to view what's happening in these international courts every day. It might be boring, but it's so fucking important. And your girl is on it. Like, I love it. I listen to it while I played a mobile game and just like, it's historic what we're living through right now. I'm so ashamed of what's happening in this world right now. My stomach is sick on a daily basis. The least I can do isn't like my eyes. Look, I can't. It's just, I'm so fucking mortified of what's happening right now. So the
Who's
least
the
I can
UN
do is
rapporteur?
inform myself. I'm sorry?
Who's the UN rapporteur for
Yeah.
Gaza? The French lady.
I love her. Yes, 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 yes. I don't know her
I've
name.
been
I
keeping
can't
up on
tell you
her.
right now. She's okay. Well, then that's good. You're getting like a summary of what's happening, which is
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
That's it's great. Yeah, you're not uninformed. You're probably 50% to 80% more informed than all of America just by keeping up with her. And she
Yes.
has been going through it. They have been putting her through the ringer, trying to call her anti-Semitic, calling her a terrorist supporter. And her whole job is human rights. It
Yeah.
is
It doesn't matter.
absurd what is happening right now. I'm so ashamed. So, like I
Now,
said, that's where I was coming from. The least I can do is
yeah.
stay informed and not just tune it out.
And look, I would like to remind everyone just how fucked we are as a country and how deeply rooted this shit is. Now, if I
Oh,
remember, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I remember this right. Um, Ron DeSantis was a UN human rights lawyer
ah, go
when he went
figure.
down to Gitmo.
Yes. No, I'm here in Florida. I can confirm that.
Yeah. So just because you're a human rights person and you work with the UN doesn't mean you're good. This lady is good, right?
Yeah, but his
If you
position,
have
Mac,
US
he
ties,
wasn't, her position is different. He
oh
was
no,
an
I know.
American military who was there to make sure the UN wasn't like his job was a lawyer for the American military, not for human rights.
But he was working
Yeah,
with the UN though?
even though
Yeah,
that was yes, he was
yeah,
he was like his liaison between the two.
sure.
But no, he represented 100% the American military.
Sure. And that's kind of how it
Right.
goes. If you're working with the
Right.
US and the UN, we can't really trust you because we don't send our best.
Ah,
I assume some are good people, but they're not sending their best, folks. They're not sending their best.
amen. Because listen, the black lady who has been our American spokesperson at the UN with the glasses, if I just saw her and she's an American representative of the UN and didn't know anything, wasn't into politics, I'd think that's awesome. We have a black female in that position. I just would because
Yeah,
that's who I am as a person. But
yeah,
I know that those things don't matter when it comes to the American agenda, and she
yeah.
wouldn't be put there if she had Jasmine Crockett's ideology, if she had AOC's ideology, if she had my ideology. And she's been a spokesperson, a stenographer for Israel's wants, needs, and desires the whole goddamn time. It's been fucking disgusting, just nauseating.
Here's the thing. I just learned something because I just kind of thought it through. The way that we're saying this. I'd like to teach everyone something today. And again, Christy, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you're going to like this explanation because I see so much of the U.S. founding in Israel, right?
Oh,
Like what they do to their native peoples is colonization. They've even said themselves, the U.S. got
to
to colonize.
France, to England, to Italy, to all of the Western powers. If you look at their history, it is no fucking different.
Yeah,
None. None of them are
what we
exempt.
do.
America is not special. It is all the same thing.
It's colonization, and that's what we colonize. But I think, and I would love to talk to like some kind of scholar on colonization about this because I feel like this would be an interesting question. But I'm going to state it as kind of a fact. This is my hypothesis right now. All right, guys, is that when you get so far in colonization to the point to where you win, it's no longer called colonizing. Now you're creating outposts everywhere else because your colony has become an empire, right? And the
Mm,
US, we're an empire, and now empires don't just continue to colonize. Um, they make outposts like our 900 plus outposts, military outposts, all around the
yeah,
goddamn world.
they're called lily pad bases.
Lily
Look
pad
them
base.
up. It'll blow your goddamn mind.
Yeah, those that's kind of colonizing to a lesser extent. they're outposts, right? We're just putting a little bit of America everywhere to make sure that everyone's doing the right thing because we know what's best. And I think it's just another, it's an extension of colonizing. That's what I'm gonna start saying now until I can get someone who's professional here to correct me. I think that's a great way to explain it. Um, does that follow for you, Christy?
I mean, that's what it is. Unfortunately,
It
it's
sounds it sounds like it.
just the thing is it's in our face and it's contemporary, and we as a species have encountered it nonstop for
Yeah,
centuries.
yeah.
But we as a country, as a citizen, as a community of people inside this country, so far away from everything else. I mean, we do have Canada above us and Mexico below us, and we are so cut off from, I mean, we have our own measuring system. We have our own, the whole world does Celsius, we do Fahrenheit. The whole world does kilometers and meters, and we do inches and feet. Like if and to talk to many Americans at just say a grocery store, they don't even know that the rest of the world doesn't do feet. Like we're so insulated. It's so embarrassing on the world stage, and
Well,
I
it's
don't know what
on
to do
purpose.
about it.
We came here to set ourselves apart, and that's what we've done. And
Sorry.
in a way, in a way, it's kind of neat. It's kind of wonderful. We have really
Like
created our
North Korea. Like North Korea. It's neat like North Korea. Guys,
sure.
it's
Sure.
insane.
No.
I don't know what
So
else to say. I try to compare it to anything to rationalize it inside my head because I'm American and I'm taught all these things. But there's nothing else that I can compare it to as far as another nation goes, except for North Korea. And that is insane. Like, I know. And maybe I smoke too much weed and I think about things
maybe.
too much. Or maybe that's just insane.
Yeah, it
Because
is.
try to think about another place that has its own things that the rest of the world doesn't do. And I cannot think of one. Can you, Mac? Wait, Kazakhstan. There's another one. There's three of us. United States of America, Kazakhstan, and North Korea.
Okay,
Word.
look, I know nothing of Kazakhstan in my defense.
Look it up. It's insane. They have their own everything. They change the name of the stars, the moon, and the planets depending on who the leader is. Look it up. It's insane.
So, okay. Um, yeah, like even our own language, right? Like we have English here, and it's made harder on purpose for only whites to really get it in the 1800s and earlier. Um, um, you said this is just insane, and it reminded me of Aaron Bushnell, right? And it is insane. Like when you look at the world and you see, you're like, wow, this is really fucked, that it makes you go crazy because the rest of the world doesn't look at things and say, wow, this is fucking crazy. Like, like I understand now that that poor guy taught me that you can go crazy from being the only fucking sane person in the room.
Yes.
It is maddening.
Yes. Yes. Moving to Ocala has been a culture
Culture
shock. I
shock.
don't even, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I have to think about what I wear. You guys, I have that shirt that says, deport the racists, keep the immigrants, right? Like, I don't give a fuck. I lived in Tampa. It's the bluest place ever. So I never even thought of it because that's right. Deport racists, fuck them bitches. I don't care where they're from. Like, of
Yeah.
course, I don't mean it policy wise. It's hyperbole. It's a jackass shirt. I understand that. I love it. But I don't want to get hit by a truck. Like, so I don't wear it
Why
here.
not?
And no one should feel that way. That is not free. You should be able to wear, I don't care. Listen, I think Nazis are fucking idiots. You have your tiki torches and your khaki pants. Word, bro. Carry on. But I'm
Yeah.
still gonna support the people that are there to counter protest you. But I'll support your right to march. Like, carry on, idiots.
Yeah.
That's free speech to stand up and support what you find abhorrent and their freedom to do it. No actions, their freedom to believe whatever the hell they want. You know, whatever. Spaghetti monsters in the sky. I like it. I'll wear a condor on my head and I'll support you. However, I don't believe it. So that's where I stand. And it's so hard for me to understand that me, without formal education, came to this just talking to other people and my own beliefs, how it's so hard for others to accept everything that's not crazy. Like like creationism, you know, here in Ocala it is scary. I'll just say that. It There is this two houses down. They have a sign. They had a sign all during the election. How here in Florida, we had a referendum on abortion. We were one of the states that had abortion and a few other amazing things on the ballot. But because of Florida being this libertarian hellhole, it had to reach 60%. So we got 57 point something percent to save abortion into our, and it didn't make it. Like, it's insane. Nothing made it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all I'm saying is
Yeah.
that's where we're at. That's where we're at. I mean, as I was talking about immunity and we came all the way over here. So I mean, I can bring it back to immunity if you would like.
Uh, uh, um, maybe. Well, yeah, like I mean, we need to press on, but it's disturbing. This is like
It's very
this is
disturbing.
this is just a chip off the iceberg, guys. Like we have so much to
Yeah.
talk about, but we're not going to get to
We
everything.
we we are in a worse place than we were 6 months ago.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Um,
As an entire nation, as a people who strive to be free, as a people who strive to to adhere to and believe in our founding documents that say, you know, all people, those things mean nothing right now. Don't even get me started on Biden and his pardon. Like, shit means nothing. International blah 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 blah, blah. That's where we live. We live in the upside down right now.
yeah, we do.
Nothing means nothing.
And look, just so you know, the direction of this channel going forward, we Christy and I had a long talk about it, and we agreed that um, the biggest problem with MAGA is that we haven't joined it, right? Like you can't beat them.
No, I'm just kidding. That
Sorry,
was pretty
no,
good.
I forgot. We're not MSNBC.
Oh, did you
Bill
see what's
Maher
happening to you guys? Sidebar, did you see what's happening? MSNBC is their contract with their owners
being
is up.
sold.
Is done, right? Yeah, you know who wants to buy them, right?
Who is it?
Elon Musk.
Ah, I was worried you were going to say that.
Listen, I cannot listen. I don't watch them anyway. There'll be like a story here and a story there. And what's his name? Chris Hayes once in a while had some good stories, and the other white guy, because him and I are right here on hip hop, but
Yeah.
like his interview of Erica Badu, mwah. But you know, I don't watch. I don't like propaganda. I don't want to be fed stuff. I want to hear it and make my own opinion. So to me, I don't give a fuck who buys them. I don't give a fuck if you still watch that. You're you're the problem. So
Hey, did you guys see that Stephen Woodford and Thomas Westbrook are gonna be they're gonna attempt to put together their own little network.
ooh,
Rationality
West,
Rule
right.
and Holy Kool-Aid. and they're going to base it.
Okay, I support it already.
Yeah.
Let me.
I'll send you a couple links. I've been keeping up with our atheist community, and they're getting more and more left. They're catching up with us, but we're still far behind them. So there's something wrong. We need to make more standalone videos. So we get over 1,000 subscribers.
I love both of them as humans. I think that the world is a better place because they are in it, both of them. And so I totally fucks with that.
Yeah.
So just like Shannon Q, the world is a better place because that woman exists. Paul, Apologia, Paul ends. The world is a better place because he exists. So,
Yeah,
these
absolutely.
are people that if they are doing anything, I am going to back it up just because I just think they're fucking beautiful people.
They really are. And
Doing good things.
not a cable network. They're looking at doing something that's like the Daily Wire. They want to be the
Okay.
counter to the Daily Wire.
Ooh,
They
politics
want
and
to,
atheism together makes me
Yeah.
want to like,
I want to help. I want to be a part of it.
yes.
They need editors, they need researchers, and I don't know how to get in there, but I want to talk
Oh
to them
my
about it.
God.
I already
Mac.
tried to contact
Mac.
Tom. Yeah,
We'll be able to say we were the first.
we were the first.
Oh my gosh. I have a braingasm happening right now.
Yeah.
No, listen, it's so important that, the reason we came to our beliefs or lack of beliefs followed through to the rest of our world. And it's so important that it keeps following through for the rest of your worlds as well. And so we can live in a more rational world. And that makes me so happy that they're thinking about starting something. Like, I'm going to wake up tomorrow smiling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad. But yeah, we have allies coming out of the woodwork. I just
Ah,
hope that we can help because we've been here. We know what's going on. We're our ears to.
Smitty does have a point. It is the way to reach old people. MS.
Yeah, I saw that. That's why I responded to.
Smitty's always, yeah. He's like, I think he might be the Matrix. I think he lives in the knowledge and he just knows. And so, yeah, I love Smitty.
We both love Smitty.
Yeah.
All right. We need to start not wrapping up, but we need to move forward so we are
Yeah.
on the verge of wrapping up.
I can finish fast.
You can
With
finish.
it being-
We're all listening for you to finish. Watch for
That's funny.
Smitty's comment.
Oh, I'm almost there. Okay.
God damn it.
It's supposed to do with you guys. Okay. Ah, where I was at. Everyone was guffawing, thinking that couldn't be the law of the land. Behold, it was the law of the land. Our Supreme Court, well, all 6 of the conservative justices adopted that our president is above the law.
Yeah.
Their decision said, quote, Donald Trump is immune from any criminal prosecution for any crimes he commits while using the official powers of the office. Trump is allowed to give any order he wants to the Department of Justice. Anything he does is potentially beyond the scope of the criminal justice process. So that's where we live in the United States of America. And the Wild West, the whole world is changing all around us. You guys, we live in a very crazy time in history. That's all I gotta say about that. And then I wanted to move on because how could LEAH talk about our upcoming future of our upcoming reality here in the United States without talking about Gaza because it is such an important thing here in my heart
Gaza,
and Mac's heart.
Yeah.
It's the most
Did
shameful part of
did
our
Nacho
entire
say
history. Hmm?
Nacho, if you could put in the side chat, because you and I were talking about it. I'm pretty sure he said that Gaza was in our first episode.
Oh,
Like,
I'm
that's what we
sure.
started the show.
Wow.
We really have been covering this forever.
Before it was ever, yeah, way before October 7th. Because to me, it's always been a very important thing. If there's oil and yes, big oil was first, and that's right. Well, I mean, until every human is free, none of us are completely free. And that sounds so cheesy and corny, but it is who I am and what I believe, and my heart will ache and my eyes will cry if other humans are suffering. So there's that. And that's why this is so important to me. And this is
Mhm.
stupid, so I'm gonna stop.
Okay. Um,
Yes, but it
it's
is
real
important to
quick.
me. Yep, before.
Our oldest video is 5 years old now. And
That's
yeah,
amazing.
big oil. And then number two was Israel Palestine.
That's
Yep.
amazing.
Yep, just like
That's
you said.
amazing. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, lead and carbon. What?
Lead and
That was
carbon.
me. I did
Oh,
that.
listen, I'm covering fluoride on our next show. I'm just letting everyone know. I am
That's
not
edgy.
fucking around. I want to try to get scientist Mel to come on because
Contact him.
I cannot have a conversation with somebody online or otherwise who is who doesn't understand like parts per million, who does oh, we need to break this down in layman's terms for people where I can just share it to them. Because if it's a scientist talking to them, they don't trust them. I mean, I know why that happened, but it's so frustrating, and that's the America we live in. Okay, let's go back
Yeah.
to Gaza. All right, the medical journal, The Lancet, has decried that more than 200,000 Palestinian human beings have been killed in Gaza, have been slaughtered by the IDF. Gaza is an extraordinary humanitarian crisis, as they're calling it. I don't, it's a genocide. Um, I
I
mean, it's
mean, genocide
a
does
moral
fall under
stain.
humanitarian crisis.
Yes, it
Not
does.
wrong. It's just understating.
Yes, it's understating. It's abhorrent. There's
Uh-huh.
no other word to cover what is happening. It's abhorrent. A moral stain on the war crime stained United States record for funding, supporting, providing intelligence for Israel's genocide and ethnic cleansing of Palestine and Palestinians for decades. It is, I don't even know how we're going to come back from this. It took decades for Vietnam, and we haven't even begun for Iraq. And now here we, it's not all Americans, anyone anywhere else, not all Americans. We are mortified right now. Trump's
Oh,
already promised to help Israel annex the West Bank, aka do another Gaza, per their own words, and his administration and his close family and the people who support him. Trump and his advisors do not believe in any of the feeble restraints that Biden's administration had at least pretended to care about. The Israeli extreme right on Netanyahu's administration believe that Trump will let them do whatever they wish and are counting on it. They will actually seize and take Gaza for Israel to settle and rebuild Israeli outposts. It's already being done. If you don't believe me, that's fine. Look it up. Because if you want to know what I know, ask me. I will send you the information that I have. Moving Israeli Jewish only citizens into Palestinian lands again to make sure that its control over said areas never ever slips from their control again. Yes, Mac. Your
oh,
face.
there's a story I haven't got to share yet.
Oh
And again,
no.
name any names. There was someone to talk to.
Purple.
Oh shit, it was purple. Purple did this.
Purple rhymes with orange is my favorite.
Hello, purple. Hello, Stephanie. Welcome. Okay.
Hello.
Here's the thing. And Christy, get ready to rub your temples and air your face.
Woosah.
Okay.
Woosah.
I was told a couple of things over Thanksgiving. And I'm going to tell you in the order that I remember,
Oh no.
because I mentioned Israel Palestine.
Oh
And
no.
the response I got was, oh, did you hear about the ceasefire? Like, what
Oh.
ceasefire? And like, they just announced like a couple of days ago that there's going to be a ceasefire. I'm like, no, they didn't. And I was 2 or 3, maybe even 4 days behind on even like Kyle Kalinske. And like, that's the one I watch all of his stuff because I really support his channel. And I don't give money to it. So I listen to everything.
No, I
but
love Kyle.
yeah,
I get it.
so
I
I
love
followed
Kyle.
him
I
around.
love Crystal.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
Sam Cedar.
So,
I
yeah,
love
Celebrity
Hassan
Report
Piker.
is my number 2 right now.
I love the Surfs.
Japan, amazing.
Humanist Report. Rational National.
Middle Eastern Eye is a good one.
Yes.
So many
Very
good
informative.
ones. So many. Abby Martin, Empire
Yeah,
Fire,
Ha-
everything. she puts
Hassan.
up.
Yeah,
Hassan.
Hassan Piker. Yeah.
Okay, so all this
No.
stuff. Now I know enough. Oh, Owen Jones. Got to say Owen Jones.
Oh, I love Owen. Yeah, he's precious.
I knew for a fact, I don't care how many fucking days behind I am. I could have been 2 weeks behind. There's no ceasefire coming. I don't know what you fucking think you heard. There's no ceasefire. I'm like, I'll put money on it. I don't bet anything. Like, and he said, no. There's a ceasefire. I'm like, cool. Why does he think that? I started asking myself, why does he think that? And I said, oh, do you mean with Lebanon? I could see maybe there being some kind of ceasefire with Lebanon.
It was
some
with
kind.
Lebanon.
Yeah. And I figured that out. And he's like, oh, yeah. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. I'm like, well, that's cool. Yeah, they're probably coming up with some kind of ceasefire agreement with Hezbollah. He's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't think they should. I think Hezbollah should like keep up. And he like interrupts and says, oh, yeah, because they didn't kill enough like women and children. I'm like, excuse me? You're like, oh, yeah, they didn't kill enough civilians during that concert. You're not joking, are you? You're not. Okay. And I'm like, Zach, that didn't happen. What? Or no. Oh shit. I name dropped. I shouldn't have. I apologize. I didn't mean to. Okay. So I said.
I didn't hear it, so
Person B. Good. I hope
you're
no
good.
one.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. You can bleep that out, Nacha, if you can.
Nobody heard it.
I hope so. So I said, yeah, like that's not how that worked. And he was like, yeah, they killed a bunch of people, and obviously you don't think it was enough. I'm like, bud, you are confusing Hezbollah with Hamas and an extremist branch of Hamas. You don't know the difference. And he's getting all passionate about it. He's like, look, like, I don't care. Like, one extremist Islamist group and another, like, I don't care the difference. They're all hateful, whatever.
That's so sad.
It's
That's
so
so
sad.
ignorant,
Because
and it's
they were
so
coming
fucking
at me
lazy.
so hard to like come at me with like fire and brimstone. I'm like, you don't know the difference between Hezbollah and Hamas. Like, don't fucking talk to me like you know what you're talking about. You thought there was a ceasefire between Israel and Gaza 2 minutes ago.
Yeah,
Like,
I know exactly what you're talking about and the exact conversation that you've had.
It is so annoying when someone talks to me like they know what they're fucking talking about when they so often don't, right? I could be wrong about some things here and there, but sadly, I am more educated on this topic. As Christy said, than more than 50% of Americans. I would say more than 80% of Americans say.
I
But
was
we're
being nice.
yeah.
I was being nice.
Don't be that nice.
Well, I like to believe in the good in Americans, and it's yeah, let me have
Yeah,
that one.
yeah. It was just so sad, and I was so
It
upset.
is sad.
I de-escalated, but still, I did have to make them realize, I'm like, you literally don't know what you're talking about. I didn't get into like, yeah, those reports had to be like redacted because there were no babies in ovens.
I know.
They didn't fill that level rating in the
Have you
book.
seen the clip of Professor Mate, Mate, when he is doing a lecture and there is a woman in the crowd, anyone, whether you're in chat or Mac,
Yes, I
and
did.
she, yeah,
I
and
did.
she tells him, what about the rapist? And he's telling her no, and she says, how else would you treat animals? And he has to break down the fact that you're calling humans that had nothing to do with it animals is the very. Oh, it's so profound. I am ruining it. That is not what happened at all.
Yeah, he said we
Professor
live on
Mate is one
completely
of the
different
most
worlds.
beautiful humans, the most empathetic, informed, educated Jewish men on the
Jewish, I should
planet.
say. He's Jewish.
Yes. Oh, he's just wonderful. His sons are wonderful.
That's his
His
field.
I think philosophy.
Philosophy. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
but he's written so many books on this particular. He had
yeah.
to leave Israel. He can't be a part of any supremacy whatsoever. He finds it abhorrent.
Yeah,
Um,
no.
his
Even
sons,
human
Bad
supremacy.
Hasbara. I've told you guys about the
Yeah.
podcast, Bad Hasbara. It's
Yeah.
fucking brilliant. It's hilarious. It's two Jewish guys. Professor Mate's son is one of the co-hosts, and Francesca Fiorentini's husband is the other co-host. So
Oh yeah.
yes.
I love
hmm So it's
Tarantino.
wonderful. They're comedians. They're smart. They're informed. They're empathetic. They care. They want to make a difference. But they're comedians and they're hilarious. And they've never done anything political together. The comedian Francesca Fiorentini's husband has never done political, but he's a Jew in America whose taxes go to, and he said, I cannot sit aside. We just had a daughter. They just had a daughter together, and he cannot bear to look at her if she asks, what did you do during a genocide, without doing everything that he can. And that is the most beautiful reason to do anything. So I
Yeah.
support it. That
And
Hasbara, subscribe.
yes, you should. And again, I feel like I always need to ram these points home. It's like, yeah, it's a beautiful reason to, but it's also a very, very fucking basic reason,
Yeah,
right?
it
Do
is.
you want to be the guy or the girl who didn't say shit, who stuck their head in the sand during like the worst atrocity of your time? Is is that what you want to say, or is that what you want to lie about like 20, 30 years from now? No, get
Right.
fucking have a goddamn opinion and better the discourse. Like that is the bare minimum that you can fucking do. Like we're not asking you to go stand in front of a tank. We're not
Right.
asking you to even just call your congressman, which is
Which
another.
brave Americans have done and got
Yeah.
ran over by the IDF.
Yeah. I forget her name and I don't want to call her the pancake lady. Right. But if you
Isn't
look up
that
the
horrible that they
pancake
serve
lady,
pancakes?
with
Yes,
her face.
Israelis serve pancakes every year on the anniversary that they flattened her.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
they do in
That's a
Israel.
terrorist
Think
organization.
about that.
That's a terrorist
That's
organization.
I'm Mac, the fact that you know that and I didn't send it to you makes me want to smooch you on your forehead. Young Padawan learner, your next belt is available.
So look, this might make you proud of me too. I'll look for it real quick. I was gonna, as a flex, I was going to send this
You're
to
silly.
the person I was talking to. I'm like, look, I might, I might be, I might be a little underinformed on Israel's Palestine, but
No,
you
no.
can't, you can't say that I haven't fucking tried, because I have a playlist on YouTube of Israel Palestine. This is just Israel Palestine related.
Yeah.
And I made this playlist like a year ago, maybe two. And I've mostly added to it this year. It has 649 videos in it.
Jesus.
And I was sure, and I mean this sincerely, I didn't add anything in here that I didn't listen to at least 90% of the way through.
Right.
That's a
Yeah.
lot of info that I have sifted through, I have cared about, I have listened to. I have given time to this topic. I feel confident in the things that I say about it, and I worked for that confidence because it's important.
It's
This
very
is just
important to
Israel Palestine.
understand it.
And I probably missed some things, and there might be a couple more doublets in there. I actually went through the other day and deleted a bunch that I accidentally put in twice. Over almost 650 videos. I have tried, right? I could be wrong on some things. But yeah. And for my Politics 2024 playlist, 894 videos that I've gone through just for the 2024 one. But again, Israel Palestine, 649
Right.
compared to all the politics stuff that I felt like I wanted to save in a playlist. It takes up most of my time that I listen to anything. So anyone who wants to fucking fight me, I will be glad to, because it's fucking important. This is really
I have like 8 for this topic in
great
folders.
playlist.
I have Palestine, a history as a folder. I
Yeah.
have Gaza war crimes as a folder. I have Israel settler violence, right-wing uprising in Israel as a folder. I have judicial outrage in Israel as a folder. I have Nakba history as a folder. Like yeah, so come at me
Yeah.
because I'll be able to tell you like it when I hear someone say it's complicated, it's so hard, and I'm thinking the propaganda has worked because no, the fuck it isn't. No,
Christy,
it's not.
can you
Would you want it
please
done
tell
to
me?
you? No. Then if you don't want it done to you, then the golden rule applies and we shouldn't do it to anyone. Period.
Well, tell me one piece of the whole thing that is. I'm sure you can think of something that is complicated about Israel Palestine. What part is
The
complicated?
politics of it.
The politics of it.
The politics of it.
So
There's so much money involved that makes it complicated. If money
let's
wasn't a factor, the
sure that
people of the
literally makes
world have spoken. The people of the world of all countries have spoken. Period. Hands down. Does it?
I think I think the thing that makes it most complicated is the fact that we've let a people group become so oppressed that there is such a force for retaliation within the Gazan population,
Yeah.
which feeds the narrative that the Israelis need to be careful. And so do the Americans at this point. Like, they have a lot of reasons to hate us and retaliate.
Yeah, it's
That
scary.
makes it
It's
difficult,
called
but we
blowback.
could,
It
it's,
actually has
well,
a term
you said
because
that
we've
last time
done it
too.
all over the world for so long. It has a actual
Yeah.
definition in our military. It's called blowback.
Yeah,
And it's also my favorite podcast on Spotify. Blowback.
there you go.
I'm just saying it is the best podcast on Spotify. And so, yes.
Who are the hosts for that one? It's not Aaron Mate, is it?
There's like a few. I'll look it up in a minute.
Okay. I know I've heard of it a lot, but I haven't been on it in a long time. So the thing that makes it the most complicated for me, I think, is that. But on the other hand, we could stop making it more and more complicated every fucking day. And I would like to make a prediction if I haven't made it on this channel already. And it's a sad prediction, but I want to make it. Um, I think in February, if we get a death count from the Lancet or anywhere, I would not be surprised um, if a realistic death count in Gaza is over 1 million.
Yeah.
By halfway through February, that is my guess. Because I don't think help's coming. I think it's only going to get worse. I think it's going to get terribly worse. And I think anything that we could be willing to do or try to do here in the States will just get fucking shut down so goddamn fast. It won't matter.
Right.
I am losing.
John Benjamin and James Adamian and the Blowback episode 1 or season 1 episode 0. Like I started watching it a few years ago, and I started watching season 2 about Cuba, and it blew my goddamn mind. So then I did all this research trying to like make sure every claim in it wasn't just trying to, make me feel a certain way. And god damn, I learned so much. So then I went back and watched or listened to season 1 and then season 2 again. Now that I knew what I was listening to, I didn't have to think, why are they telling me this? I knew what was true. And so I listened to season 2 and it was that much better. And I've listened to all of them. They're excellent investigative journalists who
I have
do
it pulled up.
months and months and months of research and have the sources that show them how they know this to be true, and they want to tell the story of the American Empire, and it's brilliant. So
5 seasons, 50 episodes.
yes, excellent. I'm sure in a couple of years I'll start back at season 1 just because there's so much information. Once I realized who they were, the other works they've done, how reliable they were, what sources they were using, why they wanted to tell the story, I could actually enjoy it because this is who I am. And yeah, excellent.
Okay.
Excellent. All right. I just have like just a couple more.
Okay, go for it.
So I don't leave everybody just hanging.
Cliffhanger, go.
No cliffhangers. All right. Yeah. So where we were, at Trump wanting to allow or willing to allow the annexation of the West Bank, which is what's going to happen. The first step he already took, moving, everything of importance to Jerusalem, which every president prior to Trump said that they wouldn't do that because it would be outrageous. It would be antagonizing to the Palestinians, obviously, because you just moved in and said, nope, mine, and then like stuck your finger in the pudding. So, you're gonna eat that. Yeah, so that's what happened. And this will create an even bigger refugee problem of a stateless people on purpose. There are groups of Jews saying that Palestine doesn't exist, so Palestinians don't exist. Even though their family were settlers, a century ago, and those cooking books they used when they were welcome to the country said cooking in Palestine and how to cook Jewish meals for your family in Palestine and how to use Palestinian herbs and Palestinian ingredients to cook traditional Palestinian foods in Palestine. Like, it is insane the world we're living in. So that is going to happen unless the whole world can make the world make sense right now. The highest court in the land has to mean something. And the next 4 years is going to be terrifying. Trump has promised to invade The Hague if they arrest Netanyahu. I can't even imagine the whole world will be against two nations, and I'm in one of them. And that is scary because the nation I'm in has the most vicious military that's ever existed. and it's wrong on this. The West Bank, the previous US position, has always been in either party. You shall not, under any circumstances, annex any parts of the West Bank, period. Verbatim. Though these are their exact plans, you guys, Israel is declaring its willingness to rule over Palestine and Palestinians in perpetuity. Trump won't do a thing to stop or punish these crimes against the Palestinian people, crimes against humanity. And that's where I wanted to leave it on that. That's where we need to all stick together. We know that's going to come. It's going to happen. We got to be ready. The rest of the world is also bracing for impact. And then I wanted to go to abortion because I am a woman and because I am going to represent one of the fundamental freedoms that free women in the free world should just have. And it has been taken away from us. Doesn't matter that my wife doesn't have a cock. Like, it doesn't matter. I could get raped. Anything could happen. And I don't even have to think I could happen. It could happen to someone I don't know. It doesn't matter. That's not justice for any female. I wouldn't want it done to me. It shouldn't be done to anyone else. We honestly don't know, you guys. That's my first thought on abortion. And I can't express just how important actual journalism is going to be over the next 4 years. Trump won the popular vote. Trump won the popular vote. This is not good for abortion rights. This isn't good for women's rights, for LGBTQIA rights, and certainly not for animal rights. I'm an animal lover. It might sound trivial with all the other things, but it fucking matters. The bar cannot get lower. Nor the health of the planet and its rights, which I believe, as a tree-hugging leftist, that the planet has fucking rights to exist as well. Call me crazy.
Look, don't worry. RFK Jr. is going to take care of that.
Oh my God. I almost choked on ice.
Sorry.
I cannot take a drink if you're going to talk.
I know. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, we're good. Trump won the popular vote, you guys. Trump recently claimed to be the father of IVF. The father of IVF. That he's going to be great on women's rights. However, look to who he's surrounded himself with. Lots of people who have the exact opposite as their goals. The biggest way Trump could use his executive power to restrict abortion rights is to push for the enforcement of the Comstock Act. You guys, I'm not playing. They are talking about this. Project 2025, Agenda 47, inner circles, the crazy far right, the Comstock Act. Go ahead and write that down so you can look it up yourself. This was a law passed in 1873, and among other things, it banned mailing anything through the mail associated with abortion. Even just information banned in the free land of the free United States. When the Supreme Court legalized abortion nationwide, the Comstock Act was rendered moot, null and void. It didn't matter anymore, but nobody did anything about it because why would they? They're Americans. They're lazy. They don't have to do anything about it. Everything's golden. But corrupted Congress is a reality. Never repealed the damn thing. Now that Roe was overturned, we have a plethora of right-wing conservatives, which include J.D. Vance and his ilk, who are claiming now is the time to enforce this zombie law. They're even calling it a zombie law, know that it is a zombie law, and they want to enact it. This 1873 law would ban anything associated with abortion from being sent via the mail via the United States Post Office mail, including but not limited to abortion pills, which are used in the majority, and I mean the majority of abortions in the United States, but also medical equipment associated with the surgical abortion itself, like dilators and speculators. These are important, safe tools that are tried and true for decades and decades and would be banned under this stupid law. And this would effectively mean a nationwide abortion ban. And then I wanted to just stop there because that's enough, and we don't want to all have nightmares, including me, with daughters like, who are of the age. One of them is pregnant. Like, I just leave it there. We need to prepare ourselves. And then I wanted to end with tariffs. And I just literally wrote tariffs. If anyone needs me to explain them, please ask, or we'll end here. Because seriously, I'm sure all of you are, literate in literate in economics. And it's okay if you're not, because I don't know, 10 years ago, I had no idea what any of those words meant. I thought communism was authoritarianism. Education is key. So I'm not laughing at you, I'm laughing at, the reality we live in. Oh, America, fuck yeah.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. We'll have to talk this over with Nacha as well. We were trying to catch up on some shows before the end of the year. But we're gonna try to get a couple in before the new year because we know we got holidays coming up. We'll probably take a week or two off for the holidays, but we'll try to get another show or two in beforehand. I think all we're going to do for the next couple of shows is go into more and more detail about Trump's cabinet picks. That's what I want to do. And we're going to keep up on Gaza because we always do, always have, and fucking Christian nationalism all the goddamn time.
Oh,
Like,
listen, fluoride. Fluoride.
fluoride. And
If you
fluoride.
guys are friends, any of you are friends with scientist Mel, then please, I will be asking her as well. But please be like, hey, I heard Christy wants to have you on her show to talk about
Yeah.
fluoride.
Point her out.
Fluoride, because the masses need to know her wisdom on this, and she's a great communicator and she's adorable. So I'm
Mel
like,
is awesome.
Yes.
Only had her on once. It's been a long time, so we need to bring her back.
Yes. And fluoride. I mean, we have a Trump administration pick, JRFK, who wants to immediately, I mean, day one, immediately ban
Get rid of all fluoride.
any fluoridation across the country. And we know, because Canada, go ahead and look them up, the studies and then the peer review from areas in Canada that have defluoridated their water, and how much cavities increased that year, let alone in the time since, and in areas where they add it to the water, and how that immediately decreases. Like, this is tried and true, decades and decades and decades long information. It's about the parts per billion. Like, if you eat an apple seed, you're fine, even though there is definite poison in the apple seed. If you eat a whole bunch of, if you get all the poison from the apple seed, you can kill somebody. It's
God
about
damn it, Nacha.
dose. Cyanide, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's adorable. Most
yes.
plants,
Yeah.
exactly. It's about
Yeah.
the dosage, and
Yeah.
certain things are medicine. There are right now vaccines that use things that are poison to humans, to mammals, but in the dosage that it has, it is needed and it outweighs the risks that are involved to not have it to make the medicine work. Like, come on, we know these things. It's so frustrating. America, do better, do better. And I'm gonna help you. I love you, and I won't give up. I believe you're all good people, and you're just uneducated or something.
I believe some of them are good people.
Most of them, I assume, are good people.
I hope. I hope. I got a hope ring too, Smitty.
I'm just
Um,
using Trump's words.
Okay.
I believe
all
most
right,
of them are.
just a couple things. Speaking of hope, I will do this again for Smitty because he's my pal, and this is my pal, Blood. He's cute. He is hope.
He's
incarnate.
adorable.
He already mentioned Digimon once, so there you go. You're welcome. that is cute. That a Christmas goose?
Flamingo.
Oh, my bad. Same diff. As the kids said, probably.
Pen for writing.
I see that.
Yeah, I can't use this one because I have a microphone right here and it's bells.
Still awesome. Okay, guys.
Yeah.
We love you. Thank you
We
so
love
much.
you. Happy Wednesday, Smitty. You're the bestest in the whole wide world. And Brant, you should be. Oh, my dad's here. Everyone say hi to Chet. Chet's the best.
Oh, we already said hi to Chat. Where you
Yeah,
been?
and he had a birthday recently, so it's like
Happy birthday!
Pops. Happy birthday, Pops. Yes.
All right, we love you guys. Stay humanist.
Humanist for godless
For
sakes.
God's sake.
I still said it.